All right, welcome back. All right, so we have it installed now. Again, the purpose of the series wasn't to show you how to install Debian. In fact, I've already shown how to do that in VirtualBox, and I will put a link to that playlist in the description below. So what we're going to do here, though, is when I went through the installation, I decided to put GNOME on here instead of something a little lighter weight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to change the system RAM from 1 gig, and I guess we'll just push that up to 4. It should be all right. So that would be 4096 for 4 gigs of RAM. In here, we're also going to take the check mark out of the floppy. We don't have any floppies, so we don't need to worry about the boot order there. And on here, if you want, you can move the hard drive to the top. This is the same boot order thing as you would see in, like, say, your BIOS or whatever. And there we go there. And I can also change the number of processors if I wanted to. I can go ahead and run this up to 6 since this is a 6-core processor. And that kind of thing there. If you need to enable PAE, like if you're on 32-bit or whatever, you can you can do that too. You can enable EFI. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do in here. Now, this, as I go through this, I'm not trying to explain a whole bunch of stuff in here in this video series. It's already going to be 3 or 4 videos long. I'm just giving you a basic overview and, you know, the basics of on the most common features that you may encounter, and if you need additional support or if you need, you know, additional explanation, Google is your friend. You can also read the RTFM, which means read the free manual, to gain the knowledge and the information that you're looking for. Like I said, this is just a basic. This is how you install and use VirtualBox. Anyway, so what I've done is I went ahead and overwrote everything I just put in there for some dumb reason, because I hit cancel. So I'm going to do that, and let's go ahead and run this up to all 6 processors, and we're going to click OK this time. And now you notice right here it changed to 6 processors and 4 gigs of RAM. So I'm just going to hit start, and then we'll remove this window out of the way, and now we're going to go into scaled mode. And I'm going to let that boot. I'll show you why I'm going to get in the scale mode here in just a second. Actually, we don't need scaled mode yet. So Control C takes you back out of scaled mode. And it's going to take it to the desktop. Eventually. There we go. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and log in here. Now, in order to take advantage of the video drivers and all that other stuff, we have to do we have to install the guest editions. So to do that, we'll go up here to devices, and we will insert the guest edition CD image. And there it goes. So this window here popped up inside the guest. This is GNOME, however you want to pronounce it. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to run that. Yeah, okay. Apparently we're not going to just run that. So I'll go into our file manager, go into here, and what we're going to look for is this one right here. Of course, there is no run at root as root. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not all that familiar with GNOME. I don't every time I've excuse me, every time I've used it, I've not liked it. So I just chose it because it's popular. A lot of you people like it, which is fine and dandy. Let's open up a terminal here. And what I'm going to do is an lsblk, and that's going to tell me where everything is at. So that's in the CD-ROM. sudo -i, because I'm going to go, oh, it's not found. Okay. So I'll just sudo root instead. Put in my root password. And that happens on Debian and some of the other Linux distributions. They're not, excuse me, they don't have sudo installed and disable the root account, which I could have done. It was an option in the installation. I just opted not to do it. Now let's do that lsblk again, and it's short for list block. We're going to go into the block device SR0. So that's mounted on media CD-ROM 0. So we'll just CD to that. Alright, so when we do an ls, we're looking for this puppy right here. So I'm going to copy that, sh, and then this little bad boy right here, /. And what this is going to do is it's going to go through and install the guest edition modules, because there's some kernel modules and stuff in there that need to be done. And what failed? Oh, I bet I know what happened. Something is missing, and with the thing that is missing, make GCC is not installed. So we need to do GCC, and then we also need to do the Linux headers, which I'll show you an easy way to do that. apt-get install GCC and Linux headers dash, and we're going to use this little symbol here, and that symbol is the bottom part of the tilde. So tilde is like shift. It's right below the escape key, that little tick mark, and we're going to use uname -r. And we're going to hit enter. It's going to want to install some other stuff because we're putting a compiler in here. That's what GCC is. And we're just going to let that run for a second. Oh, you're complaining. Okay. You guys are going to learn a whole bunch of other stuff today, aren't you? All right, we're going to do a nano etc apt sources.list, and we need to take, I'm going to hold the right, sorry, in this case I'm going to do the left control key and hit K, because we're inside a virtual machine. In your host, it doesn't matter. Control K will delete the line inside nano. Since it's inside a virtual machine, the right control key is bound to the control. It's the host key that allows us to do different things. So it's like a control key, but only inside the guest type of thing. That's not exactly accurate. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to explain. But the left control key is not bound to anything, so it can act as a regular straight up control key. All right, so with that said, we did the left control key and got rid of the, let me run this up to scale mode. Oh, is it already in scale? No, it wasn't. Now I am now. Then we're going to maximize that. It makes it a little easier to read. All right, also while we're in here, we might as well go ahead and do this here. Non-free and contrib. Yeah, I know there's quicker ways to do this, but you're just going to have to suffer. Non-free. And just go through here and do non-free and contrib on all of these. Alright, so Control X, and then yes, we're going to save the changes. Yes, that file name. Let's clear this out. apt-get update. And what that's going to do is it's going to reread the sources, and it's going to exclude the CD-ROM. All right, now that that's done, what we'll end up having to do is we'll go ahead and install the compiler and the headers, and it should work out a lot better this time. See, no complaining. It's actually been a while since I've used Debian. Debian is the if you ever really kind of, if you can hear people say Debian, Debian, that kind of thing there, it's actually Debian. Debian is an acronym. It is a combination of the word Deborah and the word Ian, D-E-B from Deborah, and then I-A-N for Ian, so Debian. Okay, so we got that installed. Now let's try to run our little script here. All right, again, it's sh space // because we're running a script inside this current directory. And then the name of the script. And since it failed, it's going to try to remove something that doesn't exist. And then, no, it failed. Oh, fart knockers. Installation. Well, it says it's done. But it said it also failed to install the guest edition module. Error in system control, double free or corruption. Let's try it again. I'll have to do some homework on that. This actually isn't part of the video series, so I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time on it. So I'll do some homework on that and find out why that's doing that. It might have something to do with I have version 5.0.0 on the host inside virtual machine or inside VirtualBox 5.0.2, and I'm trying to install 5.0.2 on the guest. So there might be a version mismatch in there or something. But anyway, that's irrelevant. That's not actually part of this video, so we're going to go ahead and skip that. However, if you get yours installed and you get it to successfully install and everything, then you'll be able to so we can come out of scaled mode, and then you would be able to go into full screen mode, and this screen will completely fill up. I mean, it would occupy your entire screen, so you don't have that window, but you'd still have that taskbar down there. And you can move that up to the top or whatever. So let me see here. The easy way to do that is this. Let's see here where that menu bar went. Machine settings. User interface. Right here you can show it. You can elect not to show the mini bar in full screen and seamless mode by taking that check mark out. If you want it to show at the top of the screen, you just put a check mark in here and it'll show it at the top instead of the bottom. That's how you do that. Okay. Well, anyway, but we'll go back to seamless mode, and now it's full screen. So that is how you do that. We'll go ahead and close that terminal and close this down here. Actually, come out of that. We can take that CD out. Optical drives. Okay, it's not attached. If it were attached, it would be listed here and it'd have a check mark in it. It'll say guest edition CD image. And you can always get help with the contents. Visit our website. You can figure out what version you have right here, 5.0.2. And that is basically how you use VirtualBox. Again, I will leave a description or a link in the description below to the playlist I use to show you how to install Debian in VirtualBox. So you can watch this video series, and then you can go watch that video series, and you'll have all the information you need to install VirtualBox, install Debian inside VirtualBox, and enjoy your series or enjoy your virtual machine. The reason why I picked Debian is I knew that the guest editions would work with it, ironically. I just don't know what the deal is this time. Excuse me. There may also be a mismatch in a kernel kind of thing, because there's a boundary in there to where, like for example, VirtualBox 5.0, this is just an example, VirtualBox 5.0 may not run on kernel 3.16, or it's the other way around. The older VirtualBox 4.3 doesn't run on kernel 4 or something like that. There's a boundary in there to where older doesn't run on newer, kind of thing. So anyway, actually let me show you how to do this here, and then we'll get you out of here. On here I can eject the CD. Right here is the VirtualBox Guest Editions. Just click it, left mouse, left click, remove disk, and we'll force unmount it, but it's out of there. Anyway, this is how you do this, and if you have the resources, you can run more than one virtual machine at a time, which is one of the reasons why I have lots of RAM in my machine, is so I can run several of these at a time to simulate having several servers on the LAN to play with. And then I'm also an IT professional student. So anyway, that's enough of that. If you like these videos and you'd like to see more, make sure you click like and subscribe.